Do you know what I see most coaches, creatives, and consultants doing? Everything except the things that are going to help them generate cash. Color coding their Notion, playing with Canva templates, designing the cutest freebies that nobody is asking for. Meanwhile, the one thing that is going to bring in clients, ignored. Like your gym membership in February. So today is all about burning the busy work and building the revenue generating activities and habits that are going to get you paid. Because once you understand the funnel and the identity that's required and how you want to show up, it's going to make all the difference. And it's about stop playing small and actually do the thing that's going to get you to where you want to be. And hey, I have been there doing the busy work, procrastinating as we like to call it, and not focusing on the things that were generating money in my business. And even worse, having worked out what generates money and then not doing that, which I think is also a habit that a lot of women get into. I find the thing that works and then I change my mind and I do something else. I've been there. And the truth is, you know it and I know it, busy doesn't always equal revenue, because revenue comes from the conversations you're having, it comes from the connections that you're building, and it comes from the content that actually positions you as the leader. Everything else is optional, because you don't need 17 million freebies or 12 funnel pages or a 98-step automation. You need a simple, deliberate funnel, simple, deliberate content, and intentional approaches to be able to connect with the right people who want what it is that you have. And something that I have seen too often, women working on the wrong things, like faffing over the wrong things, working on things that are not generating them money, but that are taking up so much time, that's burning them out, that makes them feel like they're doing something but not actually getting the result that they want. And that is what we are going to shift and change today. So let's talk about the first thing. I think that sometimes there is a lack of clarity around what you want to be known for and how you go to market with that. At the end of the day, everything that you touch needs to reinforce what you want to be known for. So get really clear on it. I was actually building myself a custom GPT that helps me align everything that I'm doing to my core, what I want to be known for. And it's so worth looking at your business, your messaging, your offerings through that filter. What do you want to be known for, and how are you creating content that constantly comes back to that? How are you creating series that constantly comes back to that? And not only that, how are you doing it in a way where if somebody was to go to your content, if they were to go to your website, within 3 seconds, within 5 seconds, they know exactly what it is you do, who you help, what it is that you can help them to be able to achieve. And if they land and they're like, yes, you're the person for me, then there are very aligned lead magnets or micro magnets that you have that connect with them. So I'll give you an example, is that I've currently got 2 free masterclasses. One is called Messy to Magnetic. It helps women who are feeling like their business is messy, they don't have the system, strategies, and structure to be able to build and grow something with intention. And that masterclass teaches them the key things that they need to know. It also provides a limited time offer within 7 days that they can get. So what we do with that is that I create organic content like this. Underneath, you will see the link to that masterclass if that's the foundational level that you're at. I also have another masterclass, which is for coaches and consultants who want to grow their business. Once again, that has an offer that's available when they go through that. And so just knowing, okay, who am I speaking to and what is it that I'm sharing with them that I know is going to help them where they are right now? And both of those things align with what I want to be known for. Number one, helping you to build a personal brand that sells for you if you've got a coaching or consulting or creative business. Otherwise, getting the foundations in place so that you can have an organized business that does what you want it to do. And so when you take a look at your lead magnets or your micro magnets, how is it aligned with what you want to be known for? And how are you putting it everywhere? Because the one thing I hear so often is, yes, I have a lead magnet, but I don't get many signups. And then I ask, where are you putting it? What are you doing with it? And so often the answer is not a lot. Now, there is one creator that I follow on Instagram that I really admire the way that she does this. She just has 2 digital products, that's it. And those digital products are around about $300. So they're not high ticket, and she creates a lot of content, and all of the B-roll content that she creates leads to one of those 2 products. She's made over $1 million in the last 12 months. Why? Because she has the two simple products and everything that she does leads to those two products. She's picked one platform and she's gone all in on it. And so I want you to think about, are you going all in on driving traffic to either your digital products or to your lead magnets that lead to higher ticket things? Because if you just did that, if you just focused on how you drive traffic and you get more people to those lead magnets or products, then what you can do is take a look at how many did we get? What percentage did it convert at? How do we make that better so that we can keep driving traffic, whether it's through organic or through ads? And then how do we make that conversion better? So you're only focusing on a couple of things. You're not trying to do a million things that's not getting you paid. You're focused on, how do I bring more people to the stuff that I want to show them? How do I speak to them, communicate with them in a way that makes them either want to buy or sign up? And then what is the next stage? So if they've bought the product, amazing. If you've got upsells that can help them with whatever it is that they've got, fantastic. Otherwise, what's the email sequence? What's the conversation? What's the connection to them now wanting to work with you, wanting to do that next level with you? And I think so often we overcomplicate things. Like if you did 1/10 of what you're doing now, but it was focused on revenue generating activity, community building, revenue generating activity, brand building, it could completely transform your business. Because we really want to understand, number one, what is our visibility engine? How are we getting better at it? How are we driving more traffic to it? How are we becoming the go-to person for what it is that we talk about? How are we stepping into the identity of the person that drives that kind of traffic, that kind of attention? Where that's just what you're focused on. That's what you're creating energy around. So number one is your attraction engine and your visibility engine, and having real clarity around what the purpose of it is and where you are directing people. The second thing is around engagement. So this is community building, having conversations, engaging with your audience. And I speak to so many clients and people in my community where I'm like, how are you having conversations? What are you doing to connect on a deeper level with your audience? And a lot of the times I get blank stares. And I'll give you an example, is that when there are people that come into a funnel that is more high ticket, we have a conversation with them. It might be an individual email, it might be a conversation on socials where we're checking up where they are, what they need, etc. So often what happens is that we build these out and then we just hope that they run on autopilot and convert for us. Now, obviously that would be great. And for some of your clients, that's going to work really well. But then what about all the other leads that you've just left hanging there? So that is another energetic element that you want to start focusing on. With our email list, how are we making offers? With the people that are clicking, how are we having conversations? With the people that have signed up for particular things, if it's a higher ticket element, how are we connecting with them in different ways? Because you've spent all of this time, all of this effort, potentially all of this money, getting those leads in, and then you're not doing anything with them. And I think so often as women, we're like scared to sell. We're scared to say, hey, do you want this thing? Here's an offer for you. If you want to have this outcome, I can help you to do that. And I think even that sentence is so important. I was on a strategy call with a client yesterday and she was telling me about a lot of the issues that she's having in her business at the moment. And I said to her, if you join Amplify, I can help you with all of this, because I knew 100% that I could. But so often somebody will be like, I'm really struggling, and we try and help, but we don't make an offer. And so I really want you to think about, have you been intentional and proactive in making offers in your business? Have you thought about how you have those conversations? Because no, it doesn't need to be salesy. It is about solving a problem. Because remember, selling is serving. And when I make the offer, I'm solving a problem. And I am a big one for invitation marketing. I love it. I've been doing it for 10 years in my business. Works really well. And so one of the things I teach my clients in Brand Builders Academy is the MEMO, which is the monthly Energized marketing offer. It's really taking a look at what am I doing this month that's going to energize the marketing around my business and what it is that I'm doing. And so I'll give you some examples. So number one, you might say, okay, I've got this lead magnet. I am going to do a campaign around this lead magnet or this low priced product or whatever it is. I'm going to be talking about it. I'm going to be sharing it even more. I'm going to create new images for it, etc. This month, I'm going to go all in on, give yourself a goal, on doubling the traffic that comes to this lead magnet. Maybe you're saying, I want to get 100 people that come to this page. I want to get 1,000 people that come to this page. So that you're doing something with intention and not just like whatever you feel like doing. Another thing that I've been doing that I really love are live workshops. So in the month that I am recording this, I'm going to be running a live workshop on the 15th of December, which is how to become the premium choice in your industry, which is all about shifting your identity, shifting your brand position and your pricing to be able to sell more. Now, I love live workshops. I think you've really got to think about like, where are you in flow? Where are you doing the thing that you love to do? And how can you do that on a regular basis? So a workshop, a lot of the time, is a conversion event. A conversion event is where you invite people to come to something and then you make an offer at the end. Now, webinars can be conversion events, live workshops can be conversion events, even live events can be conversion events. It is where you're doing it. Obviously, people are going to walk away with the knowledge, the expertise, whatever it is that you're going to be giving them in that moment. But then you're also saying to them, if you want to do more of this, then come and work with me, come and join this program, come and coach with me, whatever it is that you're offering. But having that intent is so important. What are you going to do this month that's going to help you to generate more energy, more activity around the things that you want to be attracting more people to? And obviously, you need to have a great product. So if you look at your product suite and you're like, I don't really have anything high value to sell, or what I'm selling really caps what I can potentially offer or deliver to my clients, then you've got to rethink your product suite. Now, I am here for all the scalable elements. I've had memberships, I've had masterminds, group coaching programs, I've done live events. And so really thinking about what is it that you want to do and how can you create an amazing product where that's where people get to work with you when you're at your best. Like, it's the thing that helps them have the transformation that they're looking for. And if you don't have that kind of product, then you've really got to think about why you don't have it. What's the identity? What's the story you're telling yourself around it? And I think it's really interesting. I was having a big conversation with some clients around the word coach and how some people really have an aversion to it. Call yourself a mentor, consultant, whatever you want to call yourself. But there is sometimes a negative connotation around there's so many coaches. I don't want to be another coach. And I just said to them, I want you to think about a coach with an athlete. And that's how I think about coaching as well. An athlete has a coach. That coach helps them to perform better, helps them to correct any issues in the way that they're performing, the way that they're showing up, acting, thinking, is with them throughout the process to help them to get the gold medal, to achieve the outcome that they want, to win the championship. And that coach is there supporting them the whole way, helping them through the issues that they've got, showing them how to do things better. And so when I think about my clients, I am there as their sounding board, as their guide, as the one that's going to help them to see their blind spots and what they're not seeing, just like I have somebody that helps me. And so really thinking about whether there's an opportunity for you to create a scalable offer in your business where you could be working in a higher touch proximity to your clients to help them to get the outcomes that they want in whatever it is that you do. And I think sometimes we're really scared to do that because we think, I don't know if I can get them that transformation. And as I say, there are 3 things that you have to sell. Number 1, you have to sell that you're the person that can help them to be able to do that. So you've got to shift your identity if you don't believe that, or work on it so that you can start to see, yeah, I've helped people before be able to do this thing. Like, why wouldn't I be able to help a group of clients to be able to achieve that? Number 2, they have to believe that your method and the way that you work is the thing that's going to help them to achieve their outcome. And number 3, they have to believe in themselves that they can get what they need out of this and be able to have that transformation. Because a lot of times people will say, it might have worked for other people, but it's not going to work for me. So they need to believe you're the person, that this is the program or the offer that's going to work for them and that they can achieve it. So you've got to think about how you're communicating that as well. And that fits with the scalable impact method that I talk about all the time, which is building your brand and visibility. You have to have the identity of the person who builds the brand and shows up as the leader that can help their clients have the transformation. Secondly, you have to build demand. So what's your funnel look like? What is it that you're creating? How are you creating all of this energy towards whatever it is that you want more people to go to? And a really great indicator is the number of conversations, the number of inquiries that you're getting. So thinking about when I was getting a lot of inquiries, or when I get a lot of inquiries, what are we doing? Are we creating content? Are we running live workshops? Are we making more offers? Are we running ads? Like, what are we doing where we're getting more energy, more traffic, more interest in what it is that we're doing? And then looking at how you just continue to make that better and better. And so having your content engine, your authority content engine, which is what I teach my clients, having your scalable systems, so making sure that everything works really well as far as when people come in, what's the onboarding like, what's the process, what's the phases that they go through, and then having your repeatable sales system as well. So that could be ads, it could be your organic content, it could be YouTube, podcast, whatever it is that you want to do. And then how do you deliver a first-class product? So really looking at your product suite and saying, do I have what I need in order to make the kind of money that I want? And then it goes into a bit of a flywheel where you're like, okay, I've got this product, my clients are getting results. I'm able to talk about those results, which then build my brand, build my visibility, build that trust that people have, which helps me build my identity as well, because I'm the person that delivers. And then we go back around, yeah? So we go brand, demand, deliver, brand, demand, deliver, and it goes in that circle. And so today I just want you to think about, am I actually spending time on the things that are going to make me money? And I'm going to have a little caveat there with that. But really asking yourself, am I spending time on the things that are generating cash for me? Am I doing everything I can that's helping me to be able to do that? Creating the content, making the offers, having the conversations, developing great products, but also not waiting. And what I mean by that is sometimes I see people that love to procrastinate a brand. Well, I need to have my logo and I haven't got this and I haven't got that. And at the end of the day, you just need a checkout. If you haven't got everything set up, you need a great product, you need a method that you take your clients through, and you need somewhere that they pay you. And I always say, if I was starting now from scratch, I would probably just buy Stand Store or a school or something really simple that is inexpensive, but that allows for my clients to be in a specific space and for there to be a checkout where I can send them to be able to buy from me. So it really does not need to be complicated. And when you've got something like Stand Store as well, you've got things like courses, memberships, downloads, collecting people's emails. You've got autoresponders as well, so that you can say, comment this word and I'll send you this thing. So it really doesn't need to be bigger than Ben-Hur. It doesn't need to be expensive, and it doesn't need to be overcomplicated. And I think sometimes that's where people sit and they spend their time instead of focusing on the revenue generating activities that are actually going to make a difference in their business. And as we head into a new year as well, really starting to review all of these things in your business and making sure that it's doing what you want it to do is going to make such a difference. Remember, we're looking for ease in our business. We're looking for less things that have a bigger impact. And I want you to think about that. If I have one product, one or two products, and I've got one or two lead magnets, and then everything I do is about generating interest, traffic, and energy to the lead magnets and to the products, and I just need to show up, be visible, have the identity of the person that does these things and have the conversations, making the offer, then things are going to be so much easier. Doing less, achieving more, helping clients have bigger transformations, generating more revenue. And do the things that you love. What do you love to do? What do you want to do more of? So for me, it was events. I just released my 2026 event schedule to my community. And so really hone in on, how do you want to feel in your business? What are the things that you're good at? And how can you really lean into that to be able to do more of the things you want to do and generate more of the revenue you want to generate and be able to have the opportunities that you want as well. So if you're tired of doing the million things that are not making you the money that you want, your next move isn't more strategy, as I'm sure you already know. It's precision with what you're doing, it's intention, it's identity, and it's really simple funnels that work for you and be able to attract the people that you want who have the problem that you solve, and then make them the offer. It's just that simple. And obviously, if you need more help, if you're in foundational elements, then Brand Builders Academy. If you want to scale and build your coaching, consulting, and online education business, group programs, Amplify is the place for you. If you've got a question, drop it below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure that you subscribe and share. Thanks so much. And as always, if you want to listen to this, you can catch it on any of the podcast apps at the Brand Builders Lab podcast. And I will see you soon.